All right, what's up, guys? Getting back on my YouTube stuff. Sending out a few texts real quick. All right. Um. So I want to talk about first the news of the legendary boxer Pernell Whitaker dying today at the age of 55. Man, just crazy. When I heard that, I was at work and I heard the news. I was just like, man, that's crazy. So young too, only 55, man. I mean, he's younger than my parents. And that's a guy that he's just a legend, man, in the sport of boxing. Um, just one of the best defensive fighters you'll ever see. For some of you young fans out there, if you haven't seen him, um, I'm sure there's some fights of his on YouTube. You could just search him that way. Um, but the guy was brilliant in the ring. Olympic gold medalist. I believe '84 was the year that he was in the Olympics and he won gold. Um, Four division world champion. Um, Fought a prime Julio Cesar Chavez and a prime Oscar De La Hoya, a prime Felix Trinidad. Um, he's fought a lot of guys, man. You could just go down the list and you could see what he's accomplished. And yeah, it's crazy to hear that. But the guy is not. I mean, he's one of the best defensive fighters that you'll ever see. And yeah, man, just it was just crazy to hear that. He's one of the guys that I remember watching as a young kid on World Championship Boxing HBO. Um, just brilliant, man, brilliant fighter. I do remember him having some kind of problems after he fought Oscar De La Hoya because I honestly believe that he won that fight. I believe Whitaker won that fight. Um, and then I think he kind of disappeared for a little bit after that. This was like mid '90s, I think, when him and Oscar fought, and he felt like he was on the short end of the stick on that one. Same with the Chavez fight, but I just remember him, going away for a little bit. He had some problem. He had like a drug problem or something for a little bit, and then he got cleaned up, and came back, fought Felix Trinidad, um, and he lost that fight. That's a fight right there that you could look and say that he definitely lost. Although again, I think he was coming off a long layoff. I could be wrong, but I think he was coming off of a long layoff, and Trinidad definitely won the fight. But he was still able to, he was good at the bobbing and the weaving and the side to side and the going all around and squatting real low and avoiding punches. Um, he was just like I said, brilliant, a brilliant defensive fighter. One of the best, if not the best, that you could see. That we actually have footage on. Um, just an amazing fighter. I do remember him coming back maybe about I want to say about 10 years ago, something like that. He came back and was training Zab Judah. And I think he trained Zab for the Amir Khan fight, and that was a disaster. Um, Judah just didn't show up that night. Honestly, I picked Judah to win that fight. I thought he had enough power, enough speed to catch Khan. We all know Khan can't take a good shot, so I was hoping that Judah would catch him early because we know Judah's very very good early, and that's what I was hoping for, but it didn't work out. And hold on real quick. Yeah, and then I think after that, I didn't hear much, from Whitaker after that point. And then the next news I heard of him was that he passed away, which is this morning. And yeah, just I just want to throw my little 2 cents on Pernell Whitaker. Um, I just want to say rest up, champ. Um, you're gonna go down in the history books, man, as one of the best. If not the best defensive fighter out there. Um, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that one. Now I'm gonna go into a few other things that I want to talk about real quickly here. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this live feed. It's getting kind of late over here where I'm at, but we got the big fight coming up this Saturday. Pacquiao Thurman. Gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna be watching it. Don't know if I'm gonna do a blow by blow commentary on that one. I might just um, film the fight part. I'm going to a fight party, and I might just film the fight party for entertainment purposes. Sometimes people can be, funny stuff could happen at those fight parties. But I kind of want to just watch that one and enjoy it instead of scoring it round by round live and calling the fight. I don't know. We'll see how I feel that day. I'll let you guys know. Um, but the thing this is the thing that I'm kind of tripping out on some of these channels that I'm subscribed to, and these are big channels. They keep talking about Earl Spence. Earl Spence. When it comes to Keith Thurman, is he gonna fight Earl Spence? He's ducking Earl Spence. And he's this and that. Earl Spence. Now don't get me wrong. I like Earl Spence. I think he's one of the best welterweights we got right now, if not the best. But he's got to fight. He's already fighting Sean Porter. And Thurman, we know he's fighting Pacquiao. Like, can we just let these guys fight who they're fighting first before we start talking about who's ducking who? Like, I don't know, it just kind of bothers me, man. And not to mention, I mean, Spence just fought Mikey Garcia. Now, Garcia again, smaller guy, moved up a couple of weight classes to fight him. And he got beat, pretty much lost every round, but he's a very skilled guy, and that was the best guy that Spence had been in with to that point. So it's like, okay, he's in there, he fights the most skilled guy he's ever been in the ring with, not the biggest guy, but the most skilled guy, wins that fight, big. Now he's fighting, another one of the best welterweights in the division is Sean Porter, a guy who's got a rough and rugged style, tough fight for anybody in the division. And then now you guys want to talk about after this fight, you already want him to fight Thurman? I mean, these guys got to get past these dudes first, I'm all for seeing the best fight the best. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that they should avoid each other or anything like that. But just follow me for a second, What I remember growing up being a, preteen to teenager to my early 20s, watching the main guys in the sport of boxing have showcase fights. You would see a fight come on, on a Saturday on HBO, Championship Boxing, or even Showtime Championship Boxing, and you would see the champion in the division. He was the money guy. They would throw him a bone. Throw him a little. I wouldn't say a cherry. He'd be a guy in the top 10. And they would go 6-7 rounds, maybe even the distance sometimes, depending on who they were fighting. But they would win the fight comfortably, and then they'd be setting up, future fights with the other guys in the division. What's wrong with that? I honestly like the way that it used to be. I don't mind you taking on, guys that are, at the bottom end of the top 10, once or twice a year, as long as you give us a good fight against one of the top guys in the division within that year, but it don't gotta be back to back to back to back. I'm not for that. I don't think that that's good for the sport. I don't think that will build the sport the right way. To be honest with you, I think that again, you need to showcase some of these guys. I do like the way that I don't know. I guess the way that they're televising boxing. I do like the way they're doing that. More fights on ESPN, more fights on just regular regular TV, basically. You know, you don't need cable to watch some fights nowadays, and that's a good thing, man. Um, to get the sport out there, you know. But um, you know, having these guys in there, you know, back to back to back to back, fighting all the top guys, like I'm not for that. Like I said, I don't mind you having one big mega fight a year. As you know, if you take on a few little smaller name guys, you know, before that. And then whoever they're trying to set it up with do the same. You know, this way we can get more people interested in the fight, and we could, you know, see good fights. We get good numbers for the sport, you know? That's just the way I like it, man. I just think too many people are just, you know, I get people want Spence to be the top guy, but you know, I think they're just kind of pushing it at this point. You know, I don't think he should be in there. Anybody, not just him, but just anybody, back to back to back like that. I don't think that that's a very smart idea. Um, as like I said, as long as he can keep winning and look good in front of a big audience, and then we get the big mega fight, you know, in that year, I'm good with that, man. I'm very good with that. But yeah, that's something that I've seen lately, kind of been rubbing me the wrong way, and I just want to talk about that. Also, since I've been gone, like I haven't been making videos for a couple years now. Every now and then I would do one if you know, a fight intrigued me and I want to do a prediction on it. But I gotta say, man, like it's not the same with some of these channels. Like some of these guys that I used to, well, I shouldn't say I used to be subscribed. I am still subscribed to these guys. Um, they've gotten big, you know, they've done a lot of work, and that's cool, man. That's, you know, I'm happy for you. You're doing big things in the sport. You know, you're covering fights, you're going to the fights, and you're covering them. That's cool, man. I just think that what got you there, you've kind of lost it. You know, um, I don't see enough honesty out of you now. I feel like you're just trying to, you know, massage egos to get into gyms and to get interviews and things like that. I mean, if that's what you got to do to make it that big, then I probably won't make it to that level. I mean, I would like to. I would love to cover the sport of boxing and get paid to do it, you know, like some of these guys, but I'm not going to kiss ass, man. That's just not what I'm going to do. Um, I don't know. That just kind of bothered me. Like some of these guys, some of these bigger channels I used to, you know, interact with, man. Like they would come to my videos, they would leave comments. I would go to their video and leave comments. Um, I was invited on one of the bigger channels shows on his radio show. Yeah, I just didn't have time to do it, but he invited me because I made a video about him, and he invited me to come on the show and talk about it. I said I would. I just, like I said, I just hadn't had time. I've been really, really busy the last couple of years, but things are starting to clear up, so that's why I'm back. I'm on the scene, and I'm ready to get back in here and start talking boxing with some of you guys. Um, but you know, let's just keep it going. Let's keep pushing, man. Um, you know, let's take the fanboy stuff out of it, man. Let's just keep it boxing, keep the personal attacks away. You know, how it used to be, man. It used to be pretty fun doing YouTube videos 10 years ago, man, when I first started. Um, but, you know, it's not the same anymore. Um, but I'm going to end this thing, man. I just had a few things I want to get off my chest since I'm, you know, back on the scene now. I'm gonna try to do a prediction video. Well, not gonna say I'm gonna try. I am gonna do a prediction video on the Pacquiao Thurman fight this weekend. Most likely on Thursday. I'll probably do it. Gonna try to get a few brothers to come on with me so we could put our predictions out there and maybe have a little conversation about the fight on why we think who's gonna win and how, and you know, you all know how it goes. But if I can't get them to come on, then I'll just do it myself. I'm gonna do the video at the fight party. Should be good. I'm gonna be doing adding a lot of new things to my channel. I used to just do predictions. Um, you know, I'm still gonna be doing that, but I'm gonna be doing more videos around boxing, not just prediction stuff. Gonna start trying to cover more of the local fights. I went to a local fight. 2 weeks ago. Had a good time. Um, saw some good young local prospects. I'm going to keep my eye out, start heading to some gyms, talk to some guys, and do stuff like that, man, to try to keep you guys interested in the channel. So if you're watching this, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this right now. One more time. Rest up, champ Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Um, Too young, man. Too young. Just too young. And for you young guys out there that haven't seen him fight, do yourself a favor and look at his fights, man. He was really, really good, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing. Uh, we'll see what day I get the prediction video in, but it's gonna happen this week. All right, guys, I'm out.